Have you ever imagined a place so cold, so silent, that time itself feels frozen? A place where secrets don't just hide, they sleep beneath miles of ice, waiting, watching, untouched for millions of years. Antarctica is not just another continent, it's a giant frozen vault, a world buried under layers of ice so deep, so ancient, that whatever lies beneath it doesn't belong to our time. And yet every few years, something strange rises to the surface, something that makes scientists question everything they thought they knew about our planet. From creatures that should not exist, to objects that seem completely out of place, Antarctica has slowly been revealing pieces of a story we were never meant to hear. But here's the twist. The more we discover, the less we understand. Because some of these discoveries don't just challenge science, they challenge reality itself. Long before Antarctica became a frozen desert, it was something completely different. Millions of years ago, this land wasn't covered in ice. It was green, alive, filled with forests, rivers, and creatures that walked freely under a much warmer sky. Scientists believe that Antarctica once had a climate similar to modern-day forests, a place where life thrived instead of struggled. But then, something changed. Slowly, over time, temperatures dropped, ice began to form, and it didn't stop. It grew thicker and deeper until it buried everything that once lived there. Entire ecosystems vanished under frozen layers, and with them, their secrets. For decades, researchers have been trying to understand what exactly lies beneath this icy surface. With modern technology, they've been able to scan deep below the ice, revealing hidden lakes, ancient river systems, and even structures that look unnatural. And while many of these discoveries can be explained through science, others leave behind questions with no clear answers. One of the most fascinating discoveries came when scientists found hundreds of subglacial lakes hidden beneath Antarctica's ice. These lakes have been sealed off from the outside world for millions of years. Imagine that, water that hasn't seen sunlight since before humans even existed. But what's even more shocking is what lives inside them. Microorganisms, strange, resilient life forms, surviving in complete darkness under crushing pressure with almost no oxygen. Life in a place where life shouldn't exist. But that was just the beginning.
As exploration continued, researchers stumbled upon something far more disturbing. Deep beneath the ice, they found fossils of creatures that didn't match any known species. Some of these remains were so well preserved that it looked like they had been frozen just yesterday. One discovery in particular left scientists completely stunned. A massive creature, unlike anything seen before. Its bones were elongated, its structure unusual, almost unnatural. It didn't fit into any known category of animals. It wasn't just extinct, it was unknown. What nobody expected was how ancient these remains were. Some estimates suggested they were tens of millions of years old. That means this creature existed long before humans, and yet somehow its body was preserved in near-perfect condition. How is that even possible? What kind of environment could freeze something so completely, so suddenly? But the mysteries didn't stop with ancient creatures. In another expedition, researchers drilling deep into the ice made a discovery that sent chills down their spines. They uncovered metallic objects buried far below the surface, objects that didn't look natural. Smooth edges, symmetrical shapes, almost as if they were designed. At first, scientists assumed it was just a strange geological formation, but further analysis revealed something unsettling. These materials didn't match anything typically found in Earth's crust. Some experts suggested they could be remnants of meteorites, pieces of rock that fell from space millions of years ago. But others weren't convinced, because the structure of these objects seemed too precise, too intentional. It raised a terrifying question. What if these weren't natural at all? And then came one of the most chilling discoveries ever made in Antarctica. In 2014, a team of researchers uncovered human skulls buried deep within the ice. That alone was shocking. Antarctica is one of the most uninhabitable places on Earth. There's no evidence that ancient humans ever lived there. So how did these skulls end up so far beneath the ice? But here's where things get even stranger.
The shape of these skulls was unlike anything seen before. They were elongated, stretched beyond normal human proportions. At first, scientists thought it might be due to ancient cultural practices, like skull shaping. But the deeper they looked, the more they realized this wasn't normal. These skulls didn't match any known human population. It left researchers with more questions than answers. Were these people travelers, victims of some unknown event, or something else entirely? And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more bizarre, Antarctica revealed another secret.
Meteorites. Over the past few decades, thousands of meteorites have been discovered scattered across the icy surface, but one in particular caught scientists' attention. After detailed analysis, they found something extraordinary. This meteorite likely originated from Mars. Yes, Mars, a piece of another planet preserved in Antarctica's ice. Inside it, scientists discovered chemical signatures that hinted at something incredible, possibly ancient microbial life, life that may have existed on Mars millions of years ago. That means Antarctica isn't just preserving Earth's history, it might be holding clues about life beyond our planet. Let that sink in. But even that isn't the most unsettling part. There's a place in Antarctica known for something truly terrifying, a waterfall that looks like it's bleeding, bright red liquid flowing down pure white ice. For years, people believed it was something unnatural, something almost supernatural. But science eventually found an explanation. The water beneath the glacier is rich in iron. When it comes into contact with oxygen, it turns red, like blood. But here's the twist. The water beneath that glacier contains organisms that survive without sunlight or oxygen, creatures that exist in conditions similar to other planets. Which raises an even bigger question: if life can survive there, where else could it exist? Every discovery in Antarctica feels like opening a door, only to find another one behind it. And each door leads to something more mysterious, more unsettling than the last. For the scientists working there, these discoveries are both exciting and deeply disturbing, because every new finding challenges what we know about life, history, and even our place in the universe. It's not just about fossils or ancient lakes anymore. It's about understanding a world that existed long before us and may still be hiding beneath our feet. And emotionally, the impact is heavier than most people realize. Imagine dedicating your life to science, to logic, to facts, and then suddenly you're faced with something that doesn't fit any explanation, something that shouldn't exist, but does. It shakes you. It makes you question everything. Some researchers have even described Antarctica as a place that feels alive in its own way, not because of what's visible, but because of what's hidden. There's also the human side of this story, the isolation, the endless white horizon, the silence that never breaks. Working in Antarctica isn't just physically challenging, it's mentally exhausting. And when you add these unexplained discoveries into the mix, it creates a feeling that's hard to describe, a mix of curiosity, fear, and awe. Because deep down, everyone knows the same thing. We've only scratched the surface. There are still miles of ice left unexplored, entire regions that no human has ever seen. And who knows what lies beneath them? More ancient creatures, lost civilizations, or something we can't even begin to imagine. But here's the most powerful part of this story. Antarctica doesn't reveal its secrets easily. It hides them, protects them almost, as if it knows they're not meant to be found. And every time we try to dig deeper, it pushes back. Storms, freezing temperatures, unpredictable conditions. It's as if the continent itself is saying, "You're not ready." And maybe it's right, because every discovery we've made so far has only led to more questions, more mysteries, more reasons to believe that Antarctica is not just a frozen land, but a time capsule of everything that came before us. So the next time you think about Antarctica, don't just picture ice and snow, picture a hidden world, a place where the past refuses to stay buried, a place where science meets the unknown. And ask yourself, if this is what we've already found, what are we still missing?